Yeah, hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we have to implement the Azure Load Balancer for two application instance. So first of all, we have to create two Azure VM instance and we have to set up the Apache Web Server. Then in between two Apache Web Server, I have to set up the load balancer and I have to add the backend pool for the application instances. And also you have to create the health group in the load balancer, which will detect the health of the application instances, and according to that the load balancer will work. Okay, so what I'll do, let me go to the Azure portal and let me create two VM to set up the Apache Web Server. So before creating the VM, first of all, you have to create the resource group. So let me create the resource group. I'm using the free trial my account, the Azure account. Let me give the resource group name. Like you can mention RG, which is the prefix for the RG, but it's up to you what you have, how your name convention would be. Okay, so let me give an example RGALB, which is for Azure Load Balancer. Okay, and I'm creating inside the central India. And yeah, according to your location, you can choose the location to set up the resource group. As the resource group is ready, let me create two instances for the applications. Let me create one instance, and similarly I have to create another instance to just set up the Apache web server. I have to select the free trial subscription, then I have to select my resource group name. Let me give the my VM name like the BM1-ALB, which will stand for Azure Load Balancer. And here I have to take the Ubuntu image instead of the Windows. I have to take the Ubuntu, but if you're comfortable to work in the Windows, you can take the Windows. Then you have to set up the IIS. Okay, similarly in the Linux environment, I have to set up the Apache web server. And let me set up the password here. Like my username would be the admin user, then I have to select the password. One second. Yeah, sorry, I have to select authentication type would be password. Then I have to enter the username and the password. Then I have to confirm the password. And this you can keep as it is. In the networking also you can keep the default one. Nothing is required to change from the disk and network side. We just need to review and create, and all the default option would be remain as it is. Let me create it. So I try to deploy the first instance. Similarly, I have to deploy the second instance. Okay, so let me set up the application inside the first instance. Then we can do the same thing inside the second one. So my VM is almost ready, and it will take another 1 or 2 minutes to get complete. And after that, we can go to the VM and we have to set up our application inside that. You can see my VM is ready. Let me take the partition of my VM. My username is the admin user, then I have to enter my password. From the beginning of the session, I told you once take my VM created, then I have to set up the application, which would be Apache web server here. So I'm trying to install that application like apt install Apache 2. Okay, similarly you can install IIS inside your window machine. So the Apache application has been installed. Just let me change the the index.html file. It is the Apache configurations file. I think it is not required to change because that is the configuration page of the Apache web server. Just we have to create one of the HTML file inside the Apache. Okay, so I have to go inside var www/html. Here I have to create one of the index.html file. The index.html file is already there, which is the default one. So let me change it and let me take the backup of the index.html file. Here I can create another one as per my requirement. Sorry, sudo install vi index.html. Then let me type here something like that. Okay, like the hi or welcome to something like that. Okay, I created just one HTML file. My index.html file is ready. So now we have to restart the Apache web server service. Let me restart it. It is not HTTPD because in the Ubuntu it is the Apache 2. I think I did mistake. Okay, let me restart it. Yeah, it is restarted now. If you see the status of the Apache 2's web server, it's running. Let me took the IP address, the public IP address of this VM, so that I can browse from my browser to validate whether that page is opening or not. Yeah, as the the front is little bit slow, so I think it would be very difficult to view the context inside the VM. So let me make it sense to a little bit bigger. I think it is visible now to everyone. Okay, so what I did, I just took the public IP from the VM. Okay, after installing the Apache web server, now we have to just go to the web browser and we have to validate whether my page is coming or not. So let me just check it. Yeah, it's not coming because in the VM the by default the NAC, the network security group, we have to allow the port number, which is not allowed. So that's why the page is not coming up. So let me go to the NSC of the VM, and we have to add the inbound, inbound security rule here. So let me add one of the rule, and here we have to allow the port number of the Apache. So the port number is 80. Okay, so you have to add the 80 port number. Then let me add it. My inbound the security role has been added, so it will take some time to impact okay, to run the service on the same port. So 1 second, just waits for 1 or 2 minutes, because after 1 or 2 minutes we can able to view the page. If you see, if I try to open it from the VM itself, it's opening. So it's opening, yeah, you can see it's also opening from the my web browser. Okay, so thank you guys. You can see my web browser, from the web browser my Apache web server page is opening. So similarly we have to do same thing in the different server, I mean the different VM. Okay, just little bit change, let me do that. Okay, like it the host one. Okay, so I just change it to identifier, because you have to two server, right? So so that I change it, it is the host one and the second will be the host two. Okay, let me just refresh the page. Yeah, the virtual host one is working fine. So we have to create another VM and we have to do the same things in the second VM. Then we have to validate the page whether it is coming up or not. So let me create another VM here. We can give the name like the VM2-LBM, which stand for the load balancer, Azure Load Balancer. Similarly, we have to took the Ubuntu the image. Let me enter the password and the username here. And other things like the disk networking, other things we can keep as it is. Nothing is required to change. Let me review and create it. I just submitted to create another VM, so it will take some time to complete the deployment. The it is just I submitted the deployment. It is in the progress status. So another VM is almost ready. So let me took the control of the the session of the second VM, and I have to set up Apache web server in the second VM also. Let me take took the putty session here. After that I have to enter the username and password, and once get login, then I have to set up the Apache 2 package. I have to install the Apache 2 package, and after that we have to create the index.html to change the page, the default page of the Apache web server. Let me just change the font of this VM also. Put this for the footage session. Let me install the package for the Apache 2 server, like the web server. Sorry, it is not the apt get, it would be apt install. Okay, let me install it now. Yeah, it's my mistake. So the Apache 2 package is almost completed. It has been installed. So now the time to set up the index.html file. So I'm just moving the file, I am changing the index.html file. That is the default one. So let me just rename it. And after that, I have to create another index.html file inside the same location, which would be /var and www/html. Let me create another file here. And I have the HTML file in my handy. So just let me copy it. Then I have to paste it here. Just let me change the header. Uh, the first one was the my host one, and similarly I have to change the host name like the my host 2. Let me restart the Apache web server. And the by default the page would be not will not open, because we have to allow from the you have to allow the port number of the Apache web server from the NSG. So let me go to the VM, and we have to allow the port number. It will not open. Okay, so let me go to the network settings. Then we have to go to the NSG. Then I have to add the role inside the inbound uh, security role. We have to add it, and here we have to allow the port number would be 80, right? Let me add it, and after a few seconds you can able to see the page of the from the web browser. It's taking some time because it just changed the inbound security role, so that's why it is taking some time to visualize the page from the internet. It seems the video is little bit lengthy, so what I'll do for to create the Azure load balancer, I will create another video so I can uh, then I can show you how to use the Azure load balancer for the two different application instances. Okay, so the second VM, the Apache web service, you can see it is opening from the VM instances. Also you can see it is also able to open from the web browser. So thank you guys. So I will connect in the next session to set up the Azure load balancer for the two different instances. Thank you.